Are you even prepared to receive the things that you're working towards and what you've been praying for? Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, Ty Guidance. And yes, that is what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Now, with that being said, because there's no right or wrong way to heal yourself, always and only take what resonates, as well as leave the rest. So if it doesn't apply, it's not for you. You don't have to force it. Let it fly. But most importantly, grab your pens, grab your paper, and be prepared to take notes. In this video, we're going to go over and discuss why preparation is necessary and mandatory, as well as opening yourselves to receive your prayers and manifestations and what it is that you've been working for, as well as some recommendations, some reminders, some disclaimers, and what you should be aware of. Starting off with the topic of the video. Are you even prepared? A lot of times, a lot of you cry, yell, scream, and shout. You go to God, you're angry, you're complaining about things not happening when you want them to, or not receiving things, or when is it going to be my turn, or constantly comparing yourself when you're not even in alignment to receive the things that you want. And I'm speaking from experience. And as your favorite mental health specialist, who's really your favorite rich auntie, we're going to be honest. You can't complain about what you want when you don't realize that there's a certain level of responsibility, patience, energy, and effort towards the things that you want. That's when you become discouraged. That's the only time you get disappointed. And you don't need to be discouraged. You don't need to feel disappointed, and you don't need to compare yourself. So before you ask God, ancestors, universe, or yourself why certain things are not happening, I need you to ask yourself, what are you doing to receive the things that you want? The second thing you need to be aware of is that you have to make room for the things that you pray for. You have to make room for the things that you want. So if you have a goal, let's just say to move into a new environment, into a new location, if you're not taking the time to pack stuff, release stuff, go to donations, go to the trash disposal place, if you're not willing to look for apartments, if you don't have a realtor, why do you feel like you're going to move? And how do you think you're going to move? You have to put in the work in order for you to receive the things that you want, unless it's a blessing. And that's a different topic within a different video. Blessings and goals are not the same. When you have control, it's a goal. When it's happening on divine timing, that's a blessing. Okay? But let's just get back to the topic. You cannot hold on to people and places and things and mindsets and ideologies and beliefs if it's not compatible with where you are and where you're trying to go in the future. The third thing you need to be aware of is that when you want certain things in your life, you have to realize that anything else that's no longer compatible with you, you have to start adapting and adjusting to it immediately. So once again, the analogy of you physically moving. If you're moving into an environment and let's just say it doesn't allow you to have certain animals, certain pets, you have to be okay with that. So it's like when we're preparing ourselves, we have to acknowledge if we're going to be okay with certain outcomes or if they're not for us, because that's when you know you're forcing things. That's when you know it's not for you. When you're meant to receive something, you don't constantly have to go out your way to try to fit in environments or fit in certain spaces where you're not meant to be. You feel me? So it's just like when you're preparing yourself, you need to be mindful of what it is that you're doing. You have to be mindful of what it is that you're watching. You have to be mindful, I should say, when you're moving, what it is that you're taking with you and what you're not. Because if not, you're the only person who is going to limit yourself from getting there or blocking yourself to get there. So the fourth or fifth thing, I lost count already, let me know what number I'm on, is knowing that you cannot rush the process. When it's time for you to get those keys to move into that house or that apartment, you're not going to have any difficulties. If you're constantly experiencing difficulties in the runaround, it may not be your time. And you need to look at the signs. You need to look at the confirmations, because the more and more, like I stated in the last recommendation, you have to chase and force things, the more and more it seems like it's impossible and it's further away. What's for you will not require you to overextend yourself. So it's like you have to learn how to be patient. And I'm speaking from experience. A lot of times when we're elevating and we're doing things that we've never done before, we don't realize that it's unfamiliar, which means we have to learn, we have to unlearn, we have to educate ourselves, we have to become equipped, we have to do things that we're not used to doing. That takes time. If you physically want to move to a new environment with a new culture and a new community, you have to realize what you knew here, it may not apply to you when you move here. What you used to do when it comes to, let's just say, not being healthy, like physically and not being fit, you have to now start implementing certain foods. You got to change your diet. Like, you have to start exercising. Like, that requires a lot of time and a lot of energy. So it's just like trying to rush the process is only going to frustrate you, because it's like there are only 24 hours in a day. You're doing everything that you can, and it's nothing more that you can do. Stressing, crying, and whining doesn't change your situation. So you just have to realize that some things in life require a lot more patience, a lot more effort. And it's like, if you really want something, doesn't matter how long it takes. Like, the first recommendation, and just going off of that, you can't be concerned about what people say and what people perceive you and what people are doing if it's not in alignment with your highest good. When you're learning to be prepared to receive the things that you want, you cannot listen to outsiders and naysayers and people who are not in alignment with you. And I'm speaking from experience. What I'm meant to do, what I want, the people that I was once familiar with, they didn't want those things. It wasn't for them. So I couldn't allow myself to feel like I'm behind in life or compare myself to family members or peers or coworkers or whoever it was, just because they were doing their thing and I was doing mine. And that's the same thing with you. Like, you don't have to feel like you're a failure. You don't have to feel like you're behind in life, because one, everyone doesn't have the same upbringing. So people don't know what you know. People don't have the same finances. People don't have the same education. So it's like, you trying to look outside of you and compare yourself, or just listen to people make you feel like you're not doing anything with your life or with yourself, is not true. Like, what's for you is for you, and it doesn't matter how anybody feels. Nobody could take that away from you. And that's the second recommendation. When you're meant to experience something, you don't have to prove it. If people want to doubt you, if people want to judge you, if people want to shame you, let them. But I promise you, they're going to eat their words up. And I'm speaking from experience. When you're preparing yourself to receive certain things or do certain things, you become a different person. And that's the third recommendation. Like, you're not going to do what you used to do. You can't do what you used to do. And this is the whole reason why, for the month of October, if you're watching the videos and you're returning, that was the whole purpose of the playlist. Embracing the truth. Embracing the unknown, the hidden truths, what people don't talk about. Preparing yourself to receive something. A lot of people just show you like the end results, not realizing there was a whole process. There was a whole journey that you had to go through. And it's like, if you're not willing to strap your boots on and walk through the beginning, the middle, and the end, they don't have any say so. And that's the same thing with yourself. As you're preparing yourself, you have to take it day by day. And that's the truth. Like, you have to go through those moments where maybe you're suffering, maybe you're struggling, maybe you're not happy with where you are, maybe you're trying to lose weight and you haven't seen the results that you want. Because that is how you overcome your trials and tribulations. That is how you become the best version of yourself. And I'm speaking from experience. I had to go through certain things in my life in order for me to make these videos for you. Had I would have not gone through these things, I wouldn't have grown. I wouldn't have changed. And that's the truth about preparation. Like, you have to be stretched. Like, it's so much easy to talk about what you want to do. It's so easy to journal. It's so easy to visualize. And it's no shade to people who tell you, all you got to do is be delusional and manifest. But it's like, let's be for real. You don't have to be delusional, because what you want is real, okay? And when it comes to manifestation, if you're not putting in the work, or you're not in alignment with the energy here, how would you experience it? There are some things that do require like action. Now, there are some things you could do telepathically, psychologically, consciously, for those of you who are intuitive. But if you're not there, you do have to do certain things. Like, you don't have to do the most, but you do have to do something, because you need that energy to come in alignment with where you are. So once again, if you're trying to become healthier in every area of your life and you're used to not being healthy, you have to work on these areas of your life. You have to practice. You have to use your rules. You have to use your resources and the tools that you have. And that's another thing when it comes to the recommendations that nobody wants to hear. You have to be okay with what you have. You can't be embarrassed. You can't be ashamed because you're having to prep. What you're doing is not going to make sense to the people who are not compatible with you. So it doesn't matter. If you, let's just say, are having to work on your diet, and let's just say maybe you don't have the finances to go to Pilates every month or a gym membership, you're on YouTube, you can watch tutorials, you have TikTok, you have internet, like you have certain resources, or you have enough money to go on Amazon and get you a treadmill. You have to use what you have. Same thing if you're trying to mentally heal yourself. You're watching these videos, and this is why I make these videos for free. You're watching these videos. You may not have money to go to a therapist. You may not have money to go to a psychiatrist. You may not have friends, and family to confide in. You have to use what you have in your season of preparation, because it's like, if you don't use what you have, how will you receive more? And not just that, speaking from experience, you don't realize that the reason why preparation too seems like it's so long when it's really not is because who you're going to be once you overcome it. If you can go through like the struggles in the hardest times of your life, nothing or nobody can stop you. I mean, nothing and nobody was going to stop you anyways, let's be clear. Thank you. But it's like, going through those difficult and hard times, it builds so much character. And not just that, you end up learning to be so proud of yourself, because it's like you did what you said that you wanted to do. And when you're not used to setting goals, when you're not used to being confident, when you're not used to having support and community, you can feel like you're not successful, or that you're not qualified to do certain things. Or sometimes people have felt like they weren't worthy. I've met people who felt like they weren't worthy. Now, me personally, I've never felt like that, but I know people who felt like they weren't worthy. I personally, from my experience, I just had to learn that if I'm self-made, which I am when it comes to a lot of things in my life, then I have to realize I'm doing everything by myself. And it's like, when you're having to build foundations and relationships and business by yourself, like brick by brick, getting out the mud, it's gonna take more time. You feel me? So it's just like, you really have nothing to be worried about other than focusing on what you need to focus on. Everything else doesn't matter. And it's just like, have your days where you're preparing yourself, have days where you rest, have days where you have fun, because that's so important too. Like, all of those things matter, because it's like, if you're working, you're gonna overwork yourself. And as much as you work, you're still going to be in the same situation or making progress slowly, and you're going to start to doubt yourself. You're going to be like, oh, what I'm doing is not working. Versus if you're preparing and you have your moments where you work, but you have moments where you rest. So now your body is not discombobulated, like your mind is not overwhelmed and not racing, right? And when you have fun, you don't feel like you're not going anywhere. Like, I recently had a moment to myself where I was enjoying myself, because I don't know if you guys noticed, but I post these videos back to back, right? Because I am a self-made entrepreneur, right? But I've had moments recently where I was able to just relax and enjoy myself, because at the end of the day, life is going to go by, and it's just like, you don't have to be stressed out and working all the time. I'm not saying to not work. Don't get it twisted. Like, if you know, you know. And even if you're not an entrepreneur, have time for yourself. Like, enjoy your life. Because it's like, when you reap what you sow, because you planted the seeds, everything will come to pass. You'll get what you're supposed to deserve. You feel me? So it's just like, and I keep saying you feel me because I need you to feel me. Do you feel me? Or not? But like, yeah. And I say like a light too. But it's like, yeah. See how I just said it again? But seriously, prepare yourself, do what you need to do, continue to focus on that. Don't worry about anything and everything else. Make sure you have, your plan. If you haven't watched already, check out the 30-day consistency challenge. I'll have the description down below or in this video. It's a playlist talking about consistency and commitment, because people don't tell you that there's a certain level of responsibility, and just because you want things to happen doesn't always mean it's going to happen. So you have to know how to pivot, you have to know how to adapt, you have to adjust, how to stay motivated, when to do certain things, when not to do certain things, because once again, we're not trying to burn ourselves out. We don't work hard to where we have anxiety and we're depressed, and one day we're happy, one day we're not. No, like we realize, okay, you know what? Sometimes in life you're gonna have to go with the flow. Sometimes in life you're gonna need to be organized. Sometimes you're gonna have to be up, ready to move. Sometimes you're gonna have to slow down and rest. Like, you're not a failure, you're not a loser because you have to rest. You're not a failure, you're a loser because you have to take your time to do certain things. What more can you do? So with that being said, thank you guys for always liking these videos and watching and engaging. I just gave you a kiss and a hug. Okay, you're loved, you're appreciated. Breathe in, breathe out, relax, enjoy yourself, but most importantly, just do what you need to do. All my social media platforms, if I didn't already say that, is down in the description box below. On Instagram and on TikTok for this month of October, I'm going live talking about these things and furthermore, and like elaborating and just, you know, getting to know me, getting to know you. So let me know what questions, comments, concerns, or topics you guys want me to address in the comment section down below, or on live and on TikTok and IG. If I didn't already say that, you know, I keep plugging it in. Thank you guys for liking the video, turning on your post notification, and book your service in your session if you just want like a one-on-one, or you guys want to outline on this stuff. Okay, love you, bye.